I'm Chef Kelly, and this is what I do.
Little Bob Seger there from the Beverly Hills Cop 2 soundtrack.
I love Bob Seger.
You like Shakedown, Breakdown? Oh, yeah. Okay. Chef Kelly's in the house, and we are going to talk about something that smells like pizza but looks nothing like, sort of nothing like it.
It kind of does smell like pizza.
Does it not smell like pizza in here?
I think it's the whole mozzarella cheese factor. Whenever you put mozzarella cheese on something, it's taking you to like the pizza world.
Okay.
So today we're going to do a spring Primavera pie. And I kind of like that idea using the vegetables. And also I'm getting rid of like the pasta. I mean, nothing against pasta. We all like pasta, but we're lightening things up, maybe a little less gluten. So we're going to pretend like our vegetables are like our noodles. And we're going to layer that in kind of like a little torte pie fashion. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, Jason, is just simply cut our like zucchini, yellow squash into about 1/2-inch circles. So about like that, and then we're going to, and all this is online in the recipe, we're going to take our circles of vegetables and we're going to just toss them on a sheet tray. So we'll cut up a little yellow squash, and then what we're going to do is sprinkle squash, or whatever vegetables you like. You know, you can certainly, pick and choose. We're going to, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of pepper, and then we're going to roast them in a 350-degree oven, just about 8 minutes, just so they're not raw, and it's going to help a little bit of the water leach out, and it's going to, lay nice in our pie. All right, so let's talk about making our pie. We're going to take a Pyrex pie dish, or we can use, a white casserole dish, whatever you like.
So, not to interrupt, but
sure.
This is a recipe you came up with?
It really is. I'm sure someone else has layered vegetables out in the universe, but I sat at my computer 3 days ago and I'm like, spring, box 2.
Well, I mean, how do you arrive at the decision to chop up some vegetables and say, put them in the oven for 8 minutes at 350 and then take them back out to put them in a casserole dish?
Because it's not my first rodeo.
All right, I guess you told me. I'll stand over here and shut up.
No, I roast vegetables a lot in the oven, so, and I did actually make the dish before I put it online, because I'm like that.
This ain't my first rodeo.
Well, once in a while I'll forget one little thing, and like a viewer will be like, "Hey, Chef Kelly, what do I do with the egg?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" So now I'm very careful through practice. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to layer our eggplant. It's going to be our first layer, or you could do the sweet potatoes, whatever you want.
Hamburger patties.
Bacon would be great in this.
Sure. You're inspiring me here.
Oh, good. Okay. No, it's super simple.
Now, what kind of sauce is that?
This is just a little bit of marinara. I did not give you a recipe for that. I figured you could make your own favorite tomato sauce. You could buy a nice organic one at the grocery store. Whatever. Okay. So our first layer is going to be a little bit of this goat cheese. Of course, you could use whatever cheese you like. Feta would be good. Ricotta would be fine. So we're going to kind of dot that in. And our next layer is going to be quinoa, because you know what? There's nothing like a little quinoa in our spring vegetable pie. And also quinoa is, such a superfood. It's actually an ancient Incan seed.
I was going to say, we covered this once before, I think maybe a year and a half ago. I asked the question, which I think a lot of people wonder, where did quinoa come from?
Because it's been here like forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, but you never heard of anybody even say the word quinoa, and all of a sudden it's in everything. Now.
It almost became extinct because nobody understood how quite cool and nutritious it was. People use quinoa in all sorts of things. In breakfast, like porridges. They use it in baking. They make flour out of it. All right. So here we go. We're kind of layering up and then just kind of keep repeating. So we're going to add a little more tomato sauce. We're going to throw our yellow squash on here. And then we alternate like cheese. We have 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, Parmesan, and I kind of gave you an order to it, but what the heck, live dangerously, do it however you want. So a little bit of this cheese. And then our last layer, which is going to be really pretty, is going to be our asparagus. Because what would spring be without asparagus? When you start eating asparagus, spring has come. All right, so be careful with the asparagus because it kind of makes the dish really pretty. We're just going to kind of lay it out like in a fan. And there we go. And then we're going to sprinkle, hey guys, how are you? Little mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella.
And then we have a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, some chopped tomatoes. And voila, it's like a beautiful spring vegetable casserole.
Are you going to burst into flames being so close to a vegetable pizza?
I just might.
You love vegetables.
Wait, why don't you come in here?
Where's my vegetable man?
Here I am.
Let's switch.
Let's do it.
This is gorgeous, though, Kelly. You always do it up.
Oh my gosh, we have to like have a little spring thing going here.
Now, while you're serving that up,
Sure.
why don't you tell the folks at home about the Forgotten Harvest benefit with
Oh my
Funny
gosh,
or
thanks
Die.
for bringing that up. Funny or Die. Martin Short. Like, who the heck, Lee, is funnier than that guy?
Oh, he's great.
Like, probably 30 years ago, he started on Saturday Night Live. Can you believe that?
SCTV, even before
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah,
Oh my
he's
gosh,
the
you
cat
guys
in the
are-
hat right now.
You guys are so in the know. Anyway, April 27th, down at Detroit Opera House, we are partnering with Forgotten Harvest, which is an amazing organization, which I think last year alone, they picked up 40 million pounds of food that was going to go to waste. And they distributed that in 260 different locations. People needing to eat, like emergency food supplies for a ton of things throughout Metro Detroit and beyond. So the benefits from this Funny or Die, which actually was an annual comedy thing that started, I think, in like 1992 with Tim Allen. And it just keeps like living on, growing and growing and growing through many Michigan people with roots here. And the tickets start under $20 a person.
And where is it?
Totally
Where's the show?
family friendly. Detroit Opera House.
Detroit Opera House.
I think the show starts at 7. Tickets are available in the Ticketmaster, Detroit Opera House, ForgottenHarvest.org. There are VIP tickets available, which we'll be cooking up some like cool stuff for that. And we're just really excited to be part of Forgotten Harvest and
Excellent.
getting some. Oh, do you want some? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask Lee,
It's
but the
good,
time
isn't
that we
it?
have left, how is it?
Oh, it's really good. I'm half the way done. I want more.
Oh, basil. I forgot to say basil. Don't forget to put your basil on top.
Oh, yeah, the basil, yeah.
Basil.
Can't forget that.
Good.
I'll be adventurous. I'll try some. Sure, why
Very
not?
good.
It's good.
It's really good.
I must say.
Why is everybody sounding surprised?
I
Ed
love
doesn't
it.
look surprised. Thank you, Ed. All right.
And who doesn't love Martin Short, right?
I mean, yeah, he's great. He's wonderful.
Excellent. Got some
Thanks,
goat cheese
Kelly.
in here. It's like goat cheese ravioli.
Oh, now we're talking.
It's the goat cheese. Goat cheese makes everything yummy. And I did bring you guys sweet treats,
That's
too.
fantastic.
Are you doing the Macarena? They're like...
Oh, 3 amigos for Martin Short. Thank you, Chef Kelly. That's
All right.
great.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.